Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be my April TBR. It is a bit late, I'm very sorry about that, but I was waiting for some books to arrive. And it's not just a normal typical TBR that I choose, but instead my Instagram followers chose these 5 books that I have that are on my TBR for April. So that's even more exciting because I didn't choose these, but my Instagram followers and my friends and people who follow me on Instagram chose these for me in a poll that I did in March, and it was so much fun, and I might actually do it again for May because I just really enjoyed seeing other people choose books for me, because I think that's just more interesting and just a bit more exciting, if that makes any sense. So without further ado, I think we just should get into the 5 books that we have here right now. So let's just get. Okay guys, so the first book is the one that was like with the top votes. So with the most votes, I'm gonna have to put the exposure down because it is really sunny out, and I think the exposure is way up there. So the one with the most votes was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now I read the first one, which is the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I read that, I think it was February, March. It took me a while to read it because I was in a reading slump and I got out of it. And I need to read the second one. I don't remember reading the second one, and if I did when I was a teenager, I don't think I actually read it all, and if I did, I really don't remember. So hence why this is on the TBR. So this one came in number 1 with the most votes. There was loads of votes on this for me to read, and I am going to be reading it. So that one's that. So if you're not used to the Harry Potter world, which you should be by now, obviously it's about Harry, who obviously goes to a magical school, and this is about the Chamber of Secrets, which is, I think, a really good movie, but not one of my favourites. So it's on the TBR, which I need to read. So that's number 1. Okay, coming in at number 2, I can't remember what came in number 2, but 100% know that this was on my TBR. I'm going to talk about this one because I already read the first one. So last month I read, I don't know if it's here, no, it's up there. I'm not going to go up my ladders to get that. So I read the first book, which is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I'm looking at this. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by British Chimera. That was a Beauty and the Beast retelling between Harper and Ren, who is the... I've been reading too many kingdoms. What is he? Oh my god, I can't remember. Is he a High Lord? No, he's a prince. No, I don't know. I've been reading too many kingdom fantasy books that I'm getting everyone mixed up, and I can't remember exactly what he is. Is he a lord or is he a prince? I think he's a prince. I think he's a prince. But anyways, so Ren is a prince, and he had a commander who was Grey, and basically Grey is actually the lost heir for the throne, and I think he was the firstborn, but Ren does not know this, but we do because we read this book. So basically this book is about Ren and him finding out, not Ren, what am I saying, it's about Grey. It's about Grey, and he finds out that he is the long lost heir to the throne, and instead of Ren, and Ren's trying to find out who he is. He has no idea that it's Grey, and basically this is the story between that, and I think there's someone else in here who is part of, yes, part of another kingdom, which is Leah Mara, and she's the daughter of Caris Luran, which is one of the other kingdoms that are trying to like fight with Ren and stuff and trying to take over the kingdom, blah 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 blah. But yes, I'm kind of glad I haven't read this straight away because sometimes I forget and I like to reread everything again. So yes, I'm looking forward to reading this. Another one on the pile. Thanks to you guys for suggesting me that I read it. Next on my TBR is this. This is The Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nguyen. It took me a while to get a hold of this, and I like everything hardback, so it did take me a while to find it. I think I found it on Amazon. I couldn't find it on Book Depository hardback, so I think I actually bought you on Amazon. But I wanted to read this sequel this book because, let me get it out if I manage to get it out, because it's literally stuck in between two people. Come out, come out. Where are you? I'm gonna try and get you out. Okay, you can see her there. I picked up this, which is the Fairy Loot edition of Girls of Storm and Shadow, and this one is the signed version from, is it Fairy Loot or Owl Crate? No, I'm not so sure. Would it say inside that it's for Owl Crate? Let me just check. Let me see. I am 100% now really not sure if it's Owl Crate or, but I think it is. No, Fairy Loot. It is Fairy Loot. I'm sure it's Fairy Loot. So I bought this from Fairy Loot, and it was one of those collector's editions. They did have the Girls on Paper of Fire and Storm, whatever, but it was out of stock, so I think a lot of people bought. But I actually managed to get this. So since I had this one, I needed to get the first one so I can actually read them together. But obviously, you guys chose. Okay, put this down here. You guys chose that I read the first one in the sequel for April, which I'm so excited to be reading. And I don't really know much about this, and I think that's what's more intriguing because I have no idea what it's about. But again, it's fantasy, obviously. I'm gonna see if there's anything written here. In my land, we're known as paper girls, easily torn, existing only for others to use and discard. But there's something they've all forgotten about paper. It can light the world on fire and make it burn. Okay. But yeah, wherever I see king and castle and whatnot, at the moment I've been loving them. So anything to do with kingdoms, I have literally been diving myself into way more than anything else when it comes to fantasy. I think most of the books that I have are mainly that, apart from the Cassandra Clare sequels and books, but they're just amazing. So that's probably why I was really intrigued to get this. So not knowing much about this book is even more intriguing, and I can't wait to read it. So that's that one. I already read this, guys. I already read this, and oh, it was amazing. Okay, I know, but you know, guys, I'm filming this I think in the second week of April, so obviously I already had to read something, and I was in a bit of a slump. And basically I started reading the sequel, Hearts of Fierce and Broken by Rachel Camara, and that just didn't work out after 20 pages. I was like, no, I want to read something new. So I literally picked up the Sarah J Maas A Court of Thorn and Roses, and oh my god, amazing. So basically this, I went in not knowing much about it and not much knowing anything about the author either, Sarah J Maas. All I know is from the YouTube videos that I've been watching, you either love her writing or you hate her writing, and that's that. So basically, you guys know, I picked up the A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book in the sequel, from a bargain bookshop here in Malta. It was £2.99. It was amazing. It was such a good deal, but I could never find this, so I had to buy it on Book Depository. It was about €13, €15, something like that. So I had to get this one, and I was dying to read it. So that's basically why it's in this, obviously, TBR, which I've already read. So I will give you a bit of I'll give you a bit of a idea what it's about, but then I will talk about it more in the wrap up, more about this. So this is basically about a girl called Feyre. She is from a mortal land, obviously, but there's a wall in between her mortal lands and the fairyland, which is called Prythian. And basically she is from what was known as a wealthy household, which then turns into a poorish kind of household. Her dad doesn't really do much. He can't be bothered. He would probably let them like rot if he could have, kind of thing. And she kind of taught herself to hunt because her mom passed away around when she was 8, something like that. And there's this treaty that if you kill a fairy, there are a lot of consequences and stuff like that. And she went in to hunt a deer, but then she sees this massive wolf, and she's kind of not sure if it's a fairy, but she's pretty sure it was a fairy, but she still killed it anyway with one of the ash arrows. Long story short, one of the guys from the Fairyland Prythian comes to claim the treaty and kind of says, you killed one of my own, so you either get killed or you come with me to the land of Prythian. So long story short, she does go with him, but all she wants to do is go back. She literally hates him, can't stand Tamlin, which is the guy that comes for her, and he's kind of like a beast, one of the High Lords of the Seven Lands in Prithian. There's a lot of different courts, so there's like the Summer Court, the Night Court, the Spring Court where she was at, and there was like a lot of more things going on. And yeah, the story unfolds, very interesting. There's some scenes, some really good scenes that I really liked, and I actually, tabbed, because I like to just open a book and be like, oh, I want to see that kind of scene again, so I just kind of go on it again. So that's why I tabbed certain things, because you just have to kind of reread certain scenes because they're just so good. But anyways, there are some really good people in here and some really good characters. She, as Sarah J Maas, I think what she does, she has a lot of things going on in her mind when she's writing it, I think, and it's really interesting, and I will have to tell you more in the wrap-up, or I'll probably just do a book review because I have so much to say about this book and it's amazing. So I've read it, it was amazing, and it's amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go in more of that because it's just gonna excite me even more. So the last book is this. This is again by Sarah J Maas. I bought a lot of her books and 2 of them came up in the TBR, which was great. It was so exciting. So this is the Crescent City House of Earth and Blood, and this is her latest book release. I think it released within last month. I think it was released in March, something like that. It was along the same line as Cassandra Clare's Chain of Gold book. They were probably out at the same time. I don't know much about this for a whole reason, because sometimes it's good for me not to know much about the books and then I can just kind of dive in. But what I can see from here, it says bound by blood, tempted by desire, unleashed by destiny. So a person named Bryce used to light up Crescent City, partying all night in clubs where the strict classes and of angel, shifter, human, fae merge into sea of beautiful bodies. I'm really liking this. Okay, and then a demon murdered his closest friends. 2 years later, when the supposed killer is behind bars, but the crimes start up again, the city's leaders command Bryce to help investigate. I'm guessing Bryce is a boy. Can't imagine that being a girl. They assign an enslaved fallen angel, Hunt Athalar, to make sure she does. What? Bryce is a girl? But as Bryce fights to uncover the truth and resists her attraction to the brooding angel who shadows her every step, she finds herself following a trail that leads deep into her own dark past. Okay, Bryce is a girl. I would never thought of a girl named Bryce. There was a guy in a character in something I used to watch was Bryce, and he was a guy. 13 Reasons Why. Bryce for me is a guy name. I would have not thought that was a girl's name, but I'm interested in reading this. This is a very big book. This is, I think, 800 pages. Yeah, just around about 800 pages. But this is the next book that I'm going to be reading on my TBR, so I'm really looking forward to this. So yes, those are my 5 books that you guys, my Instagram followers, have chosen. It is so exciting. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one here. So these are the 5 books that I have. I'll probably be reading more since we're in this isolation thing going on. But these are the 5 books that I have that were chosen by my Instagram followers. I'll probably do it again. So if you guys are interested in participating in my TBR for May, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'll leave a link down below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone!